Hey, we've been talking about the sound of love. This is episode number 4, and we're covering love sounds like harmony. We've been in this for a couple episodes now, and love is incredibly crucial. It's important. It's one of the driving factors behind us as Christians, as believers, as Christ followers. It should be something that people see and hear and can sense about us everywhere that we go, that love is living on the inside of us, because we know that 1 John 4:7-8 says that God is love, and to know God is to know love. And if we don't really love people, and people can't sense the love of God in us, we need to really circle back and check for ourselves. Am I really connected to God? Am I really a Christ follower? Because if we are, and we're connected to God, who is love, then love should reverberate and resonate around us everywhere that we go. People should be able to recognize us by our love for each other, but our love for them as well. That's what John 13:35 says. They should know us by how well we love. In fact, our love for God is demonstrated by how well we love people. And so we're doing that inventory. Man, do I hear the sound of love in my own words, in my own life? I'm not just talking about what you can hear in the natural, but do I have this vibe that I'm putting off? Is it a vibe that people just can't stand to be around? Am I that person, the negative person, the destructive person, the gossipy person, the people that the person that's nobody wants to be around because they just have this vibe that's just ugh? Or am I putting off a vibe that is attractive, that people love to hang out and talk and connect with, because it's really the love of God that's in us? We need to ask ourselves that question. Am I communicating with the sound of love? And today we're going to be talking about the love of God, and it sounds like harmony. Love sounds like harmony. We've communicated in the past a couple episodes. Love sounds like action. Love sounds like generosity. Love sounds like sacrifice. And today we're talking about love sounds like harmony. Now, if you think about harmony in music, it's a musical term. It means that it's different things, different perspectives, different notes. People are singing different things, but they're all working together with a common purpose. They're all reading the same sheet music, but they're singing different lines. They're singing in their lane. They're singing different notes. If you don't know, so I'm a tenor, a high tenor, so I sing high as a guy. There's a baritone, he sings a little lower, and then a bass sings even lower. But then there's an alto, so there's in the female range, alto, soprano. Like there's different parts, but they're all working together. Think about it like a band. You got the drummer. He is playing his thing. And then you got the bass player. And then the guitar player's playing, and the piano player's playing, and maybe the saxophone player's playing. They're all playing different things, but they're working together. That's harmony. They're literally harmonizing with each other, working together, playing different roles, but they're singing within and they're playing within a focused purpose and a focused mission. And so as we talk about love sounds like harmony, that's what we're kind of thinking through. And the Bible talks about harmony in a few different ways. Colossians 3:14 says this: above all, clothe yourselves with love, which binds us together in perfect harmony. Love binds us together in perfect harmony. It's not the harmony where like, oh man, they missed that note and it kind of clashed. No, it binds us together. If we're all clothed in love, then we're binded together like a book in perfect harmony. So there's different pages in the book, but if we will be bound by love that binds us together in harmony, and it all works together for one purpose and one focus. Psalm 133 is a famous passage, and it says this: how wonderful and pleasant it is when brothers live together in harmony. For harmony is as precious as the anointing oil that was poured over Aaron's head, that ran down his beard onto the border of his robe. Harmony is as refreshing as the dew from Mount Hermon that falls on the mountainside of Zion. And there the Lord has pronounced his blessing, even life everlasting. Now, if you have never read that passage, it might be kind of confusing in modern terms, but here's what God's saying. Let's just summarize it. It's a good thing. Man, it's so refreshing when people work together in harmony. And when people come together for a common purpose, it's refreshing. And this is God. It's refreshing to God. It's refreshing to communities when people come together, no matter their culture, no matter their background, no matter their race, no matter their political view. When people can come together, man, we can accomplish a lot of incredible things. And that's really refreshing. And then it ends that by saying, there the Lord pronounces his blessing, even life everlasting. God says, man, that is, he stands up and begins to applaud and says, man, I'm blessing that because it's so refreshing, because it's so good to work together in harmony. Now, other translations say unity. They utilize the word unity, but I love the New Living Translation because harmony is different than unity. See, when we think about back to musical terms, if we're all to sing in unity, even though we're all different people, we all have different ranges, we're all singing the same thing. Now, unity is powerful as well, but there's something so refreshing and so different when people are singing different parts, but they all sound together. They're singing, it just sounds, harmony sounds amazing. You hear a 3-part harmony, it's like, wow. You hear a choir and they're all singing different things and it's like, wow. It sounds powerful. It's incredible. It's detailed. It's specific, but it really moves us. It's really incredible. And so love sounds like harmony. Why? Because we're all different. We all have different backgrounds, different past, different political views. But what would look like if we laid those down, we communicated with sacrifice and we laid down those things and said, listen, I'm willing to lay my preferences, my pride, my agenda, my political views, my opinions, my upbringing, my culture. I'm willing to lay that down in order to push forward a purpose, and ultimately the purpose of God and the kingdom of God is what we'd like to do. See, it's easy to work together with people that look just like you, believe like you, sound like you, talk like you. They have the same background as you. It's easy to work together with those people. But when we work together with those that are different than us, it brings so much more diversity, so much more power, so much more strength, because there's different viewpoints and different backgrounds and different perspectives, and people can see things through different lenses. And so it brings so much more power. See, we're called to love our neighbor as we love ourselves. I don't know about you, but my neighbors, they look different than me. How weird would that be if I went next door, knock on the door, and they looked the exact same as me? In fact, the same house, say everything was identical. That would be weird. Our neighbors look different than us. And so when we work together and love people, it sounds like harmony. See, that's why we're called to be the church, not just to the church, but not just to other people, but to the church, capital C church. We as a church need to work together with other churches, with other people, different backgrounds, different beliefs, theologically differences, doctrinal differences. It's okay, because Jesus, as long as Jesus is at the center and he's at the focus, man, we can work with each other. We can serve alongside each other to make a difference in our regions. And so work together with people who might believe different than you. Here's the thing is, you don't have to agree on everything. I think we have this misunderstanding. I don't know about you, but maybe we misunderstand this way of thinking. As we think if we love people and we truly love people, that we will be agreeing and affirming all of their beliefs, all of their backgrounds, that we're validating their beliefs or lifestyles. But that's not true. That's simply not true. Think about it like this. Jesus, while we were still sinners, messed up, disobeying, running from God, living in darkness, while we were still there, he loved us and went to the cross for us. See, he didn't affirm or believe or validate our lifestyle as we were living out there. He recognized that's where we were, but he said, listen, I love you anyway. And I hope that one day you will come back to me. And I hope that one day you would believe this way. But regardless, I love you and I'm willing to serve you. See, love sounds like harmony. Love sounds like harmony, working together with those that are even view different. So it looks like this: forgiving people. It looks like this: working together with people. It looks like a willingness, an open heart, even though those people hurt you, even though those people let you down. It's saying, listen, if you came back and you wanted to work together, I'd still be open to doing that. Again, I'm going to balance that. I'm going to protect myself. I'm human. We want to protect. We don't want to be stabbed in the back again and again and again and again by the same person. But I'm willing to do it if they're willing to make steps and strides as well. It's a harmony. It's working together. We have to ask ourselves this question: are we more committed to the cause of Christ than we are to our opinions, to our culture, to our political party, to our preferences? Am I more committed to the cause of Christ? And if I am, I'm willing to lay aside some of those things in order to advance God's kingdom and God's purpose in the earth. See, love sounds like harmony. Harmony is a beautiful thing. It's a powerful thing. Even thinking about in the Old Testament, I don't know the reference, but the Tower of Babel, they were coming together, and it said they were of one mind and one heart, one language, and they were able to build this tower that God in heaven was like, man, if they keep it up, they're going to build something that reaches to heaven. And so he confused them and he made them speak different languages, and then they ended up going their own way. But it was powerful. It's a power example of they were doing something for themselves because they were unified with one mind, one heart, one language. But in the same way, we can be unified with one heart, one mind, one language to do something great for God and advance his kingdom. In fact, we see that in the book of Acts, that they were of one mind and one heart, and the church kept expanding and expanding, and people were healed and miracles were happening and people were getting saved because they were aligned and they were communicating. They didn't all believe the same thing. They didn't all have the same background. They didn't all do the same job. They didn't all look the same, but they put aside their preferences, their political parties, and their differences in order to advance God's kingdom and build the capital C church. And that's what he's called us to do, is to love people. So are you communicating everywhere that you go with a sound of harmony, willingness to work together, listening for others and hearing out their opinions and thoughts, and not shutting them down and not judging them and not arguing your point just to win? See, that's not love. That's selfishness. That's pride. But can we really work together in harmony? Love sounds like harmony. Let's choose today to find some people that maybe don't agree with everything that we say, that maybe don't speak the same language, that maybe don't believe the same way. And let's choose to love them and have conversations with them and engage with them, because love sounds like harmony. All right, everybody. Hey, we'll see you next time. Have a good one.